Certainty of death, small chance of success. What are we waiting for?
Fellas, I feel this is my lucky day.
Brilliant.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Rankin. It's going to be a fun one today. We're talking about Christmas episodes of TV shows. I've got a great panel here. Over we've got Matt. Matt, how's it going?
Very, very well. It's been a bit since I've been on Rankin. I'm happy to be here talking about this. Malcolm, I am sad though. You should have told me that I would have sent you the Christmas intro I made you last year.
Yeah, I forgot. It wasn't until like 5 minutes. Like I just completely forgot all about it. I was like, But we've also got Brian here. Brian, how's it going?
It's very good. This was a good list to create. Should be interesting. We'll mix of this and very festivus to y'all.
Also here, it's also been a minute since seeing Tim. But Tim, how's it going?
It's good, Malcolm. It's good to see you again on that lovely New Zealand internet. That's probably why Matt couldn't get you that in the last minute, but you know how that is. But yeah, it's great to be here. I can't wait to see how I think we're going to have a lot of different TV histories throughout the genres, I think, with younger, older. I can't wait to see that mix of it and to really just show off how freaking old I am. But it's good to be here, Malcolm.
And last but not least, me and him competed in Virtual Survivor together. But Zedius, how's it going?
Hello, everybody. You're doing good, man. Doing good, man. It's good to see everybody here. It's been a long time since I've been in the quote-unquote room with everybody here, so it's good to be back on Raycom. And this is gonna be fun. I'm ready to see what what episodes everybody's bringing to the table. I know I'm more of a probably Christmas movie guy, and the Christmas TV episodes, I'm gonna pull something like Tim from back in the day myself, even though I got something
probably
now.
Vampire Diaries.
They never had a good one. At least not one that had a happy ending, at least. Sorry, Tyler.
Or the Arrowverse Christmas episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a few. But yeah, how's it going to go? We're just going to nominate a Christmas episode that we think belongs on a top 12 list. And just a distinction, no standalone Christmas specials like the Grinch and stuff like that, because we already did that with Christmas specials many moons ago. It was
many years ago. Me and Sandy, I remember.
There's some other ones that was like very different. I'll be talking about in the chat. I'm not going to go through everything that's like, but things like the Doctor Who Christmas specials, Black Adam ones, like they're not canon to because they are released as a standalone thing and not part of a series. So, yeah, but Matt, we're going to go to you first. What's the first one you're going to bring up?
So the first one I'm going to bring up, it's a bit of a Hail Mary play just because I don't know how many people have watched this show since it's fairly new and it's streaming, but I'm going with from the Peacock Ted series, Loud Night. So this is a great episode. Basically, the premise of it is that it is Christmas time in the Bennett household, and the dad basically feels like no one's in his corner, so he makes a wish on a shooting star around Christmas that his favorite toy from childhood would come to life, and sure enough it does, and it is just as homophobic and alcoholic as he is, and at the same time Ted believes that he is reincarnated Jesus Christ, because when he listens to the priest talk about Jesus, he's like, this is all me, immaculate birth. So yeah, it's really funny. It's a really good one. So Ted, Loud Night. That is my first nomination.
Brian, what do you say about Ted and Loud Night?
Yeah, I do enjoy the Ted series. It did make my list, but I really dug the episode. You also discovered that the daughter is semi-lesbian almost as well. But I do enjoy the series. It did crack. I did enjoy it. I will give it a slight no. See what happens.
But Tim, what are your thoughts about Ted and Loud Night?
It's one I haven't checked out yet since there's just so many streaming subscriptions to to purchase and watch shows on now that it's replacing how cable used to be back in the day. But Matt, just describing that episode, I'm really glad you did, because it just hits my messed up just sense of humor, and hitting that where I really have to check this series out. I really might as well just do like a holiday special for Paramount Plus.
Yeah,
but
it's Peacock, and there's only
Season
like
two.
7 or 8
Peacock, okay.
episodes. So if you do a free trial, you'll be able to watch all of them.
Okay. If it's Peacock, I already have that then. Okay.
That you should have watched Ted already. Come on, Tim. Nah, I'm kidding. There's like 500
Sunday Night
shows on
Football
every
and
stream service.
yeah. But I mean, for just the sounds of it, good Lord, if that's not Christmas, I don't know what is. If that's not Christmas, I don't want nothing to do with the holiday. I'm going to nominate it.
Zedius, what do you say about Ted and Loud Night?
I'm kind of in the same boat as Tim, because I've never seen this episode. I started watching Ted, but got sidetracked with a bunch of other different things. But this sounds hilarious, and I know from the minds of who that's coming from, Seth MacFarlane and stuff. So I'm interested in watching this, and that's kind of how I'm judging episodes that I've never seen before. Like, will I be interested in seeing it? And this is definitely a yes for me.
I do love the Ted series. I can't wait for the second season to come out next year.
I'm so excited.
Same.
But yeah, it's just one of those ones. I've just got a lot of other shows I've watched. The Christmas episodes a lot more that I love a lot more than this. I would have gone a slight no, but it's going to make the list regardless of me. So yeah.
And yeah, if you haven't seen it, watch it. I don't want to say too much because there's so many great jokes in the whole episode. It's a really good one.
Yeah. Brian, what is the first one that you're going to bring up?
I'll bring up one I watch every year for Christmas. Merry Christmas, Mr. Bean. This is what I watch every year. You get some good slapstick there. First act, you get with the department store, play with the major scene. The second act with him collecting the bands for Christmas. And the third one's classic. You get him his head stuck in a turkey with his girlfriend. And who was a breakup with him toward the end because he didn't get the right gift. But it's a classic one to watch every year for me. Merry Christmas, Mr. Bean is my nomination.
Tim, what do you say about Merry Christmas, Mr. Bean?
I've never really been a fan of just British TV programming. Period. I've seen a lot. It's there's very few from different countries that I like for series. Mr. Bean, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's funny. I've laughed watching it before. It's just not one of my things. So it's kind of, with what I got on the list I want to throw out, I would kind of not put it on there, but that's just me.
Zedius, what do you say about Merry Christmas, Mr. Bean?
Oh man, like I wish I could say yes to this, but I again, this is one of those specials episodes I've never seen. But the reason for it was because I remember as a kid, the character Mr. Bean highly annoyed me as a kid, and I haven't been that big of a fan of Rowan Atkinson, I think, since. So I got to say no to this one.
Yeah, it's one of those ones like Mr. Bean is something that I watched a lot growing up. It kind of helps live in a country that's kind of part of the Commonwealth. Is like gets a lot of the British shows and it's one of those ones that's like it's one of those murky ones because like a lot of times it can get released as a standalone, but officially it is part of one of the seasons. Because if you look at it on the streaming, it's like season 1, it's in the middle there somewhere. Yeah, I love Merry Christmas, Mr. Bean. This is one that I do go to quite a bit. I think it's hilarious. So yeah, it's a yes for me. But Matt, it comes down to you. What do you say about Merry Christmas, Mr. Bean?
I've honestly never seen anything Mr. Bean. My only kind of point of reference to this is Nostalgia Critic's first Christmas list. He had this on there, so I've seen bits and pieces of it, but since I haven't seen it, I can't give a yes to it. So
but unfortunately, it's not going to make the list. Tim, we're going to go back round to you. What is your next first nomination?
My first nomination, I'm going to go with a Hail Mary. We're going to go with a little history lesson. So, fans, crack open your Celsius or energy drinks that you have and follow me along the road of idols in your adult life. This is coming from a great Fox show back in the day. It's a family show. It's about a family, a man, his wife, his 2 kids, his dog, some quirky neighbors along the way. This is the greatest American hero, Al Bundy's story of what would be life without him and his family, taking on It's a Wonderful Life premise, but with a comedy aspect with It's a Wonderful Life Part 1 and 2, featuring his guardian angel, Sam Kinison. And it just shows his life is so bad that without him, his family would be better off. But it really, in that twisted sense, he wants to live at the end of it, which surprises everybody, out of just pure spite of not wanting to see his family happy without him being happy. But it's a great aspect. It shows an early Jefferson Darcy introduced into it as marrying Peggy and having a wonderful life with the kids before he's introduced into the series as a regular character. But it's really just a great 2-parter that the first one leaves you on that down. It's like, how is Sam Kinison as his guardian angel going to pull this off? Because it just looks so bad. But at the end of it, he gets his wings. Al wants to live just out of pure spite. And it's always one of my favorites growing up with Married with Children as like a teenager seeing it. It's that rebellious phase. You're like, oh, this is just so rebellious for cable TV. But as an adult, you get into adult life, you just see those struggles and that life of just the whole family dynamic. And it gravitates towards you. So I'm going to throw that one out there as a early Hail Mary.
Zedius, what do you say about Married with Children? It's a Wonderful Life.
Dude, this would have been a Hail Mary pass drop at first, but as you kept describing, I'm like, oh shit, I have seen this episode. I remember when everyone was talking about how Al was like going through it, and then how he just decided to live this out of this hatred in spite of him. Like, yes, I remember this episode. I was a mid-level fan of Married with Children. I was still in the kids' phase watching cartoons and stuff too, but it was one of those shows that I would catch on Fox every now and then. But I think I'm gonna have to say yes, because this even thinking about it made me laugh from memories of remembering back then. So I'm gonna have to catch this again, maybe this Christmas.
Yeah, for me, I've never really got into Married with Children. I've seen a few episodes here and there. I've just never really found it that funny. So I actually haven't seen this. It's just not been one that I'll get to. But like one of these, I might actually watch this Christmas special. Though, it was like it sounds really interesting. But yeah. Matt, what do you say about Married with Children? It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, for pretty much the same reasons as you. I've seen a smattering of episodes of Married with Children, but it's never been a show that I've really watched. The premise sounds pretty funny. I mean, geez, how many TV shows have done their own take on It's a Wonderful Life? But we could do a whole rank on that. But yeah, I haven't seen it. I feel like we're going to be saying this a lot. It's just going to be that there's like, television started in like the 1940s, so there's a lot of Christmas TV episodes. So I feel like a lot, but yeah. So unfortunately, it's a no for me.
But Brian, it's going to come down to you. What do you say about Married with Children? It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, I see bits and pieces of Married with Children, not a whole lot of episodes, but I think I see bits and pieces of this episode. I remember laughing. I'll give us a yes.
So Married with Children is going to make the list. Zedius, it comes down to you. What is your first nomination?
Okay, I wasn't sure how to go with my first nomination this time, but I decided, I'll save maybe possibly the tears and the more passionate one for the next round. But I'll say for my first round, I'm just gonna go back to 1997 where Lil Zad. I remember watching the show as a kid when I was watching the show, and it was one of my favorite shows at the time. And just Christmas episode comes on, and I gotta say I was perplexed then, but I still found it great. I found it funny. However, watching it now, almost 30 years later, as a 37-year-old, I really understand the true meaning of this episode and how Christmas miracles work. How they can come out of the most unlikeliest of places. You have Christmas miracles such as Santa Claus, such as elves, and then you have something that could bring a true town together after a horrible woman and her beliefs help tear the town apart. And this person can bring back the magic of Christmas. And that's South Park's episode, Mr. Hanky, the Christmas Pooh.
Yeah, those that know me know my feelings about South Park by now. I'm not a fan of South Park. I haven't seen this episode. It will going to be no. Matt, what do you say about South Park?
I love South Park. Never been a huge Mr. Yankee fan. And there's another South Park Christmas special that I think deserves to be on this list more. And I think everyone would know what I'm talking about.
So
that was a no?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I'm just making sure.
Whenever I try and be clever on this show, I was like, yes, but can you just be more confirmation?
Hey, he's being consistent.
That's what I get for trying to make your show a little pizzazz, I guess, huh?
But Brian, what do you say about South Park, Mr. Hanky the Christmas Pooh?
Yeah, I do enjoy South Park. There's a lot of great Christmas episodes they have done. This was on my list, but I have other ones that I like more for South Park when it comes to Christmas time, so it's a no.
And Tim, what would you have said about Mr. Hanky the Christmas Pooh?
2 out of the 4 here know my history here. I think mad enough. But and Zadius and Malcolm especially know my love of South Park, period, for TV writing purposes. Zadius, this is a great Christmas episode, but I do agree with Matt, but with a slight disagreement, Matt, and I will say this. There are 2 episodes you're forgetting for Christmas, not just the one fan favorite of it. There's another one you're forgetting about too. So with this one, if we were doing a top 15, yes, Thaddeus, I would put it on here because I'm sorry when we get the one lonely Jewish kid singing about Christmas Pooh, it's great, but for a 12 listing and probably what we all have on here and what we're going to fight for, I'm going to say no to this one. But I am also giving you extra points that it's not starting off the Vampire Diaries. Thank you.
There's one I want to bring up, but I'm almost certain it's technically considered a standalone special, and both Matt and Tim will know what I'm referring to because it's a timeless TV show.
I mean, go for it. And we can see.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's like Doctor Who because it was.
Yeah.
I mean, I own the DVD, but it's listed as the timeless movie.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
By your own rules.
Okay. Yeah.
Once you screwed yourself over, it doesn't count.
Well, I was thinking about that. It was like, that's why.
It's like the Doctor Who specials. Like it is connected to the show, but it is its own kind of standalone.
Yeah. Kind of like the Power Rangers one early on.
And of course, it would have been a yes for me, Malcolm.
But
and a reminder that I've been wanting to do my rewatch of the show.
But those watching here, watch Timeless. It's a TV show that's lost the
It
rules.
was NBC screwed with it. Then we brought it back, and then they tried to kill it with that fucking 9:00 Sunday night, and it worked. You NBC.
And don't worry, I'm not going to bring up Short on the Street. It's a TV show from New Zealand that no one's going to have seen. So they do actually.
Hey, if you would have a good description, it could work. You never know.
New Zealand people be doing New Zealand things at Christmas.
Well, no, really enough, a lot of the Short Street Christmas.
There's definitely a ring. There's
explosions,
Wilder
disasters,
people.
like everything
Willow.
happens on Short Street. But anyway, my actual nomination is really going to be in similar vein to Tim in a way, because I'm bringing up an episode of.
Oh, I'm stoked. I want to hear this.
See. This is also another It's a Wonderful Life style episode.
Okay.
The problem is I don't know how many people have seen this show, but I'm going to try it anyway. But I'm bringing out the episode It's a Wonderful Job from the TV series Moonlighting, which is one of Bruce Willis's first acting roles. Was I'm a really big fan of like Moonlight. I just kind of got onto this when I was in drama class one time and they showed the Romeo and Juliet episode of Moonlighting, and it's like, so I found some a DVD series like and watched them, and this series is really good. Like it's basically I want to say it's Sybil Shepherd and Bruce Willis solving crimes, and there's like and it's just but the It's a Wonderful Life episode is basically like Maddie wishes she'd never kept the agency open, and her guardian angel shows how things would have turned out if she closed it down. And it's really interesting because like Bruce Willis' character Dave has like become wealthy and married a model and all that, and it's just one of those ones which, once again, these It's Wonderful Life episodes is really easy to do, and a lot of YouTubers have done it. But I think this is a really good one. It's just one of those ones that takes a different theme takes a really different way as like of the whole I wish I was never born, where they were just like, oh, I wish I never did this, or I wish I never did that, or something. And I think it's just a different enough twist to it. I think it's really interesting. I don't know how this is going to go, but Matt, what do you say about It's a Wonderful Job from Moonlighting?
I gotta be honest, I know of Moonlighting simply just because it was the thing Bruce Willis did before he started making action movies. He was like the second build actor on the show with Sybil Shepherd. Who the reason why I know that name and I know she was the lead is because she's Sean's mom on Psych, and that was the whole thing, which she was from Moonlighting, which was a detective show. Because Psych is very clever, and they're casted like that sometimes, but I've never seen the show. But I like the fact that you said it's not the same straight up, like, oh, I wish I had never been born. Like, they at least do a twist on it. So there's that. I tip my hat to you. TV show from the 80s, and possibly early 90s, probably just the 80s.
But Brian, what do you say about Moonlighting? It's a Wonderful Job.
Actually, I've never seen the series or the episode, so I have to abstain.
Tim, what do you say about Moonlighting? It's a Wonderful Job.
This is one of those where I honestly found this just on a weird deep dive one day. It's every once in a while we all have like these deep dives just going down a hole of looking into information on something. And I found this and I'm just like, what in the hell is going on? But the description of it, I do like differences in storytelling where, yeah, you have the premise of It's a Wonderful Life. It's been done so many freaking times, and it always stands out with TV shows when you do it differently. Like Married with Children stood out for me because of that difference, but also playing into the story and the characters of Al would say that out of spite. And I mean, it does sound interesting in an aspect of it. I don't know if I would put it on my list though, but that's just me. I don't know if I'd put it on my list for top 12.
But ZDS comes down. Well, no, it doesn't. But what do you say about Moonlighting? It's a Wonderful Job.
Well, yeah, I would have to say no to this one, even though I've never seen it. So I guess I could say, but it's just like I've heard of Moonlighting, of course, kind of like Matt, just only because I know it was something that Bruce Willis did before. he became like who he is today. And then I even forgot Sybil Shepherd was in it until Matt started talking about how they referenced it kind of in a second, like, oh yeah, like, okay, but yeah, so it would be a no or abstain for me.
But Matt, we go back to you. What is your next nomination?
My next nomination is gonna be from The Office, which has many good Christmas specials. But I'm going with my personal favorite, which is from season 6, Secret Santa. This is the episode when Jim, who at the time is co-manager, allows Phyllis to be Santa, and Michael refuses that. So at first, he tries to be Santa, and then when that doesn't work, he arrives to the party as Jesus, who, if you want to be with me, that's fine. If not, that's okay. Jesus forgives, but he never forgets. So yeah, The Office, Secret Santa is my nomination. The Antichrist.
But Brian, what do you say about The Office, Secret Santa?
Yeah, The Office had a lot of good criticisms, like Matt mentioned. This is on the list. I'll give it a yes. I really done the last one, especially when Michael trying to get Kevin still laugh, and like he's trying so hard and see behind, trying to keep the laughter behind the scenes. And it's a lot of fun. Not sure this is the one with Trans-Siberian Orchestra's Hear the Bells, but they didn't win the episodes. But I'll give it a side yes.
But Tim, what do you say about The Office, Secret Santa?
With this one, Matt is right. There is a lot of great Christmas episodes from The Office, and I think I think there's another one which I'll remain nameless that I think surpasses this one. But this one's still a good one because my very first job, my boss Rick was basically just Michael, just in grocery retail. So I could see Rick doing this just to be a dick, and I love it. But I'm gonna add it on there. I would nominate it, even though I think there's one ahead of that, and I think Matt probably knows what I'm talking about. But I'll give it a yes.
I'm assuming you're talking about Yankee Swamp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Zedius, what do you say about The Office, Secret Santa?
Well, I'm glad it doesn't come down to me because as my competitors never figure out, at least I don't think they figure out in TV Throwdown, I've never seen The Office. I've never really
what a shocker.
I was too busy to watch other stuff. But no, I would definitely say abstain or no for this one, but yeah, so.
This isn't my favorite of The Office Christmas specials. And it might not also be the other one that was mentioned too. And I've actually got it might be a different one, but this is my second favorite though. It's in my
feeling I know what your favorite is, and it's because it's the one I don't think anyone would pick, and that just feels like a very Malcolm thing to do.
Yeah, it is, Matt. I would put money on it.
But yeah, but Secret Santa is in my top 9 Office Christmas specials.
You asshole. It's like saying Empire Strikes Back is one of my top 11 Star Wars movies.
Or Home Alone, top 5 Home Alone movies.
Well,
there's 6 now, so.
No, there's only 2. Let's.
But it's still going to be a yes anyway. Because I do like Secret Santa enough, so it's going to make the list. Brian, what is your next nomination?
Yeah, but next nomination is another show great quiz episode from The Simpsons. I will try for Marge Be Not Proud. Yeah, the episode where Bart wants a video game, Bo Storm, and he actually steals it from the store, and the store manager bans it from there. But unfortunately, the family goes there for a quiz photo, and Marge finds out they stole the video game, but he earned the respect back by getting his own quiz photo done there. So I'll try Marge Be Not Proud for The
Tim, what do you say about The Simpsons Marge Be Not Proud?
That was my second one for The Simpsons. I had a few for The Simpsons, so I figured once he started with The Simpsons, I was like, well, here's the first snipe of it. But I like this one. I like the whole family aspect with them. But I think there's one that really gets me more for Christmas specials with The Simpsons that I want to nominate before this one. But also for a chance of variety, and this is a really good episode for The Simpsons in general and Christmas one. So I'll say yes to it, but I'm going to throw out my second one later on.
But Zeddy, what do you say about The Simpsons Marge Be Not Proud?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I've ever seen this episode of The Simpsons. I may have, depending on when it aired and stuff, but it's not one that's ringing a bell to me. It's not one that really, just making me okay. I want to rush out and see this. I've seen a lot of Halloween episodes of Simpsons, and I have quite a few Christmas episodes. So I'm interested to see what the next ones are. Possibly, but I have to say a stand or no for this one.
I mean, we could easily do a top 12 of Simpsons Christmas specials.
I agree.
You'd have to expand your show into like a top 20 for 25, 28 seasons. Jesus Christ.
Well, I was about to say, I wasn't going to count out all the Simpsons Christmas specials to make the same joke I made for The Office because I'm not.
Take too long.
We don't have 5 hours.
I mean, I do like Marge Be Not Proud. But it's not my favorite of the Simpsons Christmas specials. But it's one of those ones I've also got the feeling that we might also have a different Christmas House of Simpsons Christmas special too. So just to get some representation on the list, I'm gonna give it a slight yes, because I do like there's not a lot of the Simpsons Christmas specials I don't like. So Matt, what do you say about the Simpsons Marge Be Not Proud?
So this is the hard thing, like you just said, is there's a lot of Christmas episodes for the Simpsons. I like this one, but the one that I have on my list is one that I cannot allow Christmas season to go through without watching, and I really like this episode. It's one of the few times we get Bart being sentimental, and because that's such a rare thing for his character. I like it, but I just have to try for the one that I have on my list. But it's a really good pick. I don't know how math on ranking works. I don't know if it made it or not until Malcolm said something.
Tim, you said yes, right?
Yeah, I gave it a slight yes.
Yeah. So it's gonna make the list. It's gonna make the list.
Yeah.
But
because that's just hard thing. So it's like Simpsons. It's just like,
it kind of falls in that with a long running show like that. They've done damn near.
Yeah, they've done so many, and also because The Simpsons is really good, there's also a lot of really good ones.
Yeah. Started with the Tracy Ullman show and then into his own series, but I guess that's history.
Yeah, but Tim, what is the next nomination you're going to bring up?
I'm going to be sentimental for a friend of mine on this panel that I haven't seen for a while, but was always a mainstay for TV trivia, a very strong contestant and dear friend of mine. So you'll see the reaction here. Girl Meets Home for the Holidays.
Oh, for Malcolm, okay.
No, for Zadius. If I would have said co-host, and it would have been Malcolm's pick. But this one is the spin-off series from Boy Meets World about Corey and Topanga's daughter, and the Christmas episode with this, which I think was also kind of a grab to get people in, because it brings back everybody from the past series that you loved at Boy Meets World. Yeah, Corey, Topanga, Sean's return of being gone for so long. After the last episode, you see Corey's parents, his mom and dad, who haven't looked like they aged a day. His little brother, God forbid we got Morgan, but we'll get her later on. And it's just a great bonding of not only with Maya, with her grandparents, her uncle, with Sean's return, but also with Riley and like a kindred spirit with Sean. And, you know, we just get great moments of Sean and Corey in Riley and Maya's like little window terrace type of feel. You just get such great, just a great Christmas camaraderie with everybody in the whole cast with that one. Plus also kind of like a passing of the baton for this generation of the same character representations you get with everything. So I'm going to nominate this one and throw it out there to see how everyone feels about it.
Zedius, what do you say about Girl Meets Home for the Holidays?
It's such a great episode. Oh my god, I wasn't sure if anybody was gonna. I actually had this on my list to bring up. Oh, sure. Shut up, man. I see.
I'm sorry. Your reaction was like Paul Abdul, like season 1. It was like, you were such a good singer. I might be drunk. Shut up, Simon. You're so mean.
I was so surprised that he actually brought it up though. But it was such a great episode for a spin-off show. The show entirely in its entirety was good, but like you said, it brought back Ryder Strong as Sean. This was his first episode coming back, come on to the show as Sean, which was cool to see. And then the show did blended surprisingly well with the old generation and the new generation. And even though it was a short-lived series, whenever they decided to interact with each other like that, they really did well with it. And then this episode, it was really great. It lended to kind of showing how Riley was kind of having the thoughts of her dad, how the schemer schemes, like how she wanted to be like her dad, and how she had ideas for Maya and Sean in the future, which happens later in the next season and stuff like that. But love this episode, love the series as a whole. But this is hell yes for me for this episode. I'm so glad it was brought.
Yeah, funny enough, I actually forgot to, when I was planning this one out, I forgot to rank this specific episode. But it's one of those ones like, I think Girl Meets World as a series, I think it gets a lot of hate. I know a lot of people say, oh, it's not like Boy Meets World, but it's like, it was made for the Disney channels. Like, it wasn't going to be as like heavy as Boy Meets World got.
Which was made for ABC.
Yeah,
Disney, but it's different.
Well, Parent.
There was moments in Girl Meets World they did go a little bit heavy for a Disney Channel show, but it's one of those it's one of those ones like it is what it is. But I think Girl Meets Home for the Holidays, it's a really good episode. And it's one of those ones like I also like the other one, which is the Christmas My episode. So I think that is just as good. But I think Girl Meets Home for the Holidays is really good. I didn't expect anyone to bring it up. I thought a Boy Meets World one would have come up first, but it's going to be yes for me. Matt, what do you say about Girl Meets World? Girl Meets
World. This is the show with Sabrina Carpenter, right?
Right.
That's all I know about. What's Boy Meets World? Now, I'm going to be honest here. I've never actually seen a full episode of this series, but I've seen a billion clips because I watched the clips of the characters from Boy Meets World come back, like Mr. Turner. I watched those clips, and I've seen clips from this episode. And I've also seen clips when Morgan comes back and they do that incredible in-joke, which I tip my hat to that show for. Not enough to watch the actual series. But it's going to be a no from me, dog, just because I haven't seen Pizzadius. I have to say, I love how much you love that this was brought up. And I mean that genuinely. To any viewers, if I was making fun of Zadius, I wasn't. I just genuinely love when people get this impassioned on Rankum. Because Malcolm knows that I do, especially at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the fucking first time we ever talked about Christmas movies on Rankum.
It's a weapon, yeah.
But Brian,
it was a no. I'm sorry. I have to really.
No. We got
that
it.
Out.
We got it. Kill Zadius' Christmas tree right there.
But Brian, what do you say?
I would have said yes, because actually I do remember seeing this episode, enjoying it a lot. I love the audience reaction to the return of Sean and the parents. And yeah, I really dug this episode. I'll give it a yes.
That is going to make the list. And Zedis, we go to you for your next nomination.
Yeah, I'll go with this one because there were 2 episodes of this show that I was thinking about, but only one I think is more focused on Christmas, and that's Fresh Prince Bel-Air episode, a Christmas show, and it's the episode where they all go up. I forgot exactly where it was, but they all go up to the cabin. The whole Banks family and the extended family, the sisters and their boyfriends are there, and they're all having a very they have a good Christmas with each other, wonderful Christmas with each other. However, when the dogs go out, they see some naivete, but from Carlton, the family is like with Will, Carlton, Hillary, and Ashley just there. They end up getting robbed by all their presents and stuff. And while they don't exactly get them back, still, whenever everybody comes back together, they realize what the whole true meaning of Christmas is about. And fun fact, I think I actually, when Googling this episode this week, I saw that this might have been the first episode that featured a Christmas Carlton's dance. So, yeah, Fresh Prince and Christmas show.
I love Fresh Prince Bel-Air. I think it's a really great show, and I think Will's Christmas show is a very good episode. And it's just one of those ones that I haven't seen Fresh Prince in a while, but I still remember this episode. And yeah, so it's an easy yes for me. But Matt, what do you say about Will's Christmas show from the Fresh Prince?
Yeah, I mean, I love Fresh Prince Bel-Air. Who doesn't? And I do vaguely remember this episode, and that's why it's hard. But yeah, you know what? I love Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'm going to give it a yes, because if Zadius is correct and this is the first time that Carlton dances to the song, then it deserves to be on the list just for that alone. Because Christmas, it's not unusual.
But Brian, what do you say about Fresh Prince Rules Christmas show?
Yeah, it's been a very long time since I seen the Fresh Prince since I seen this episode of Fresh Prince, but it was good. I do agree with it. Though for the Carlton dance, the first time we see it, but I would give it a slight no because I don't remember that well.
And Tim, what do you say about Fresh Prince Rules Christmas show?
I'm so hard trying not to reach my phone for Google because technology, we have it at our fingertips. Was that the first season?
Season two.
Season two. I could have sworn in season 1 we got the first Carlton dance, but I could be misthinking of an episode, and maybe because it's been a while since I've seen the whole series fully.
Yeah, I will say this one didn't include just the dance, but did include. Unfortunately, so don't take it away. It did include the Tom Jones.
Okay.
Oh well, then I rescind my yes.
But it was the first time he did. He did the.
Well, I mean, I was just thinking of that just for my brain works in mysterious ways. You're welcome, world. But yeah, I'd give it a yes because Fresh Prince. It was always one of those staples of good family shows just from back then. It was of course back in the 90s, and I think very, very like 89, 90, 91 it started. But back then it was a show that represented everything. It wasn't, every group had their own family show that they watched, and it was just wonderful because everything was included with all the different programming. And Fresh Prince, everyone, I mean, you give me a person in the United States that didn't grow up around a time that didn't love Fresh Prince. I mean, they probably just didn't watch TV, really, and they did their own thing. But I would say, yeah, it's one of those shows that really bind them, kind of like Family Matters or Step by Step or shows like
Full
that.
House.
So I give it a
Got
yes.
Full House in there.
Yeah.
Full House is its own. Let's not get into that. I'm just...
But yeah, with that, I'm pretty sure it gets it's a,
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
I
enough yes
rescinded
votes.
my
I said
yes
no,
because of the
so-
false information. I'm
It
kidding.
wasn't false information because I actually just
I know.
googled it. The first time Carlton does the dance is in the Christmas episode.
Well, then
Really?
I rescind my rescinding of my yes.
Okay.
iconic one done to It's Not Unusual is in season 3 though. So so the first time he does the dance is in this episode, but it's not done to It's Not Unusual. So yeah. But
Once again, Franco, you're welcome for this information that will never come up in bar trivia, so you can't win. But you know it, so you're better off.
You never know, Matt.
That's true. You never know.
Yeah.
I should know. I used to write bar trivia, so I'm certainly in silly things.
Well, if you don't live in Matt's area, it can happen.
So next time in one of the New York bar trivias, Matt's going to write a question.
I haven't done trivia since after COVID, so actually you won't find it anymore.
But that Fresh Prince of Wales Christmas show, or just Christmas shows someplace.
Keep his name out of your mouth, Malcolm, if you could.
Yeah.
But it's back to me. I'm gonna try for this. It's relatively new, so I don't know. So I don't blame anyone if it doesn't make it because no one's seen it yet, a lot. But but it's quite. I've seen it many times since it debuted. But it's the recent Family Guy Christmas special. Disney's Hulu's Family Guy's Hallmark Channel's Lifetime Original Holiday Movie, and that is the full title. Because it's look. Recently, I've become a sucker for when it comes to these Hallmark Channel type movies, and this Family Guy episode, it parodies every trope that happens in the Hallmark Channel's things, like whether it's going to the small town and falling in love with random person wanting to stay in that small town. It's all the tropes are there, and I think this is just. It's just well done. They do a really good job of parodying like every single trope that they do in the Hallmark Channel thing, so yeah, I don't know how many people have seen that on this panel, but I think it's really good. I think it's done well. Family Guy's another one that's done a lot of good Christmas episodes as well. So there's many more I do like. But Matt, what do you say about Family Guy is Hallmark Channel parody
So
one?
I used to be like a really big Family Guy fan. I'm not anymore. It just got, to me, the humor just got a little too repetitive, and so I just kind of gave up on it. However, I saw the commercial for this, and I was like, okay, I gotta check that out. And it was really funny. My mom loves those, so I grew up with never really fully watching one of them, but you know it, and there's some really, my favorite recurring joke is that Peter's character keeps talking about his dead wife, and then Stewie's son is like, what are you talking about? You divorced. You have a court date tomorrow. It's so fantastic, and you're right. It hits all the, and there's some really just great jokes to where Peter's the mechanic and he's working on Lois's car. And he's like, yeah, it's gonna take 3 days to get it repaired. Oh, it's gonna take that long to get a part? Nah, see, the part's up on a really high shelf and there's only one ladder in this town. It could be longer if there's a fire. Then he gets the ladder and then immediately a fireman comes and takes it. Oh. So I'm gonna give it yes because it was really good. And also Bonnie, when they introduce her character and they're like, played by an actress who's trying to capture a male demographic that's never going to watch these movies. It was like, that is, because if you ever have seen these, there are these women who you're like, guys, it's all 40-plus-year-old women watching this. They don't need these women in this. Okay?
We call them wine moms.
All right. All right. I mean, Danica McKellar does plenty of these, so I guess she is that. But I'm like, you don't need it. You don't need it. but bless your heart, you have them.
I mean, Lacey Shabeer's done a whole lot. Candace
Yeah, Lacey Chabert. I was like, God, so all the women that I liked when I was younger are just in a Hallmark now. All right, I guess I'm watching Hallmark.
But Brian, what do you say about the recent Family Guy Christmas?
Yeah, I haven't got on this one yet, but I do enjoy the Family Guy Christmas episodes. I have two on my list that I have more ranked like Family Guy, but I will give this a no.
But Tim, what do you say about the recent Family Guy?
Also, fun fact: Jen from Time Force Power Rangers also did a Hallmark movie.
Add another one to the list.
Yes, that lucky bastard married her. Anyways, I kind of agree with Matt where I liked Family Guy in the beginning, but I kind of grew out of it real quick. Like jokes, just as like, okay, it's repetitive, but I got over it. And I think I was always more with South Park with the always keeping it fresh with newer ideas. So I always led more towards that way. I'm going to say a no for this one, but after the third season with Family Guy, I kind of just was like, I was always just, I don't care. I was on that fence of like, I don't hate it, I don't love it. It was just like that mediocrity of it. Like, it's Family Guy. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I'm going to go with a no for it.
I will say very closely, there was a really missed opportunity for a joke in there, and they could have got Lacey Chabert back to be in that episode, but she was the original voice of Meg in Family Guy.
That actually would have been. You know, there's a joke about a person who owns a hotel. That should have been Lacey Chabert instead of however, the joke that they make about the hotel owner is funny, but that should have been Lacey Chabert because that would have been funny. That would have been a good hidden joke. Especially since I don't think Mila Kunis is in that episode.
Meg isn't
she's
in there
not in it, so
of course she is.
But Zedius, what are your thoughts about the Family Guy?
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but just from your description of it, and Matt's backing of it, I have it queued up. Everything about it seems funny. When you were talking about the time, I'm like, is that seriously what it's called? And I just think about it makes sense because Lord knows I go into the living room, I see dozens of ads for these Hallmark movies that's coming on TV. As soon as Thanksgiving ended, as next day, I saw all these ads for these upcoming Hallmark movies come up on TV on Lifetime. Like, oh my God, tis the season. Like, there's like the Mariah Carey of Hallmark in Lifetime, but. I'm very interested in seeing this though. Just seeing the satire of how Family Guy is going to do this because I agree with Tim. Family Guy can be hit or miss sometimes, but this seems like it's almost too.
Zadius, I'll say as someone who thinks it misses more than it hits, this hits.
Okay, and that's why I feel like this is almost foolproof. But I'm very interested in seeing this. I watch it tonight, so it's a yes for me.
But
Thaddeus, all they have to do is add Mariah Carey to the next seasons of holiday classics, and they'll just hit everything.
Knowing Hallmark, they probably tried to get her in one of these things, but they don't have the budget.
They probably will eventually, Matt.
I mean, talking about people that got into Hallmark Christmas movie, I watched one recently which had both Christopher Lloyd and Leah Thompson in it, and
add another one to the list. So
their careers, they're doing
Time Force, Lacey Chabert, Doc Brown.
Has Amy Jo Johnson been in one, by the way? Where's Amy Jo at? Where's my heart at? Where's my princess?
Jonathan Frakes was in one. I know that. Jonathan Frakes was in one.
The funny thing about the one I was talking about for Christopher Lloyd is it's the second movie where Christopher Lloyd has a time-traveling train.
And if
I had two nickels for every time that happened, I'd have two, which is not a lot, but it's strange it happened twice.
Next week for Christmas, we're bringing Hallmark Christmas movies.
Can't help you there.
About I'm tapping.
Well, probably not this, but I mean, with the amount of
Brian left. Brian was like, "Nah, that's it. I call it."
Me and Brian are out. If that's
Correct.
Yeah.
Look, I mean,
Wait, Malcolm, did it make the list? Because if so, I really want to see you have to type out that title.
no,
It made
no,
the list.
'cause I think Brian, Tim, and Zadius all said no.
Yeah.
No, I said yes.
No,
Thaddeus said
Daddy
yes.
said
I
yes.
said
Oh,
no.
Zadius
Yeah.
said
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. I just want to see you have to write that title out.
Just write Family Guy. Save
Just
yourself
from the
time.
title alone, I was like, all right, I guess
I mean, don't
Yeah.
put this Family because there's many Family Guy specials out there. So
yeah, just
Yeah.
yeah.
Copy and paste is a wonder life center.
It really is. It's a wondrous
Yeah.
thing.
Clark,
That's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
but Matt, we go back to you. What is your next nomination?
My nomination is going to be I'm gonna take it back to 1986. A little show about a family, a nice little family from Long Island. A father, a mother, a son, a daughter, and a son. The father, a psychiatrist. The mother, a reporter. Taking it back to season 1 of Growing Pains, because show me that smile. Show me that smile. Don't waste a minute on your crying. I'm bringing up season 1's episode, A Christmas Story. This is my personal favorite Christmas TV episode of all time. I love Growing Pains. This episode revolves around one of Jason's patients, Mr. Goldwell, who's playing Santa at an orphanage. However, the kids end up kind of bullying him and harassing him. And because of that, he decides he's had enough and he's going to commit suicide by jumping headfirst into the Seavers fireplace. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wow, Matt, we've had a lot of fun making jokes and talking about all these plays on It's a Wonderful Life. This seems really sad and depressing. But I think that's really important in an episode like this because for as much wonder and joy this time of year brings to people, it can also bring a lot of sadness and hurt. And that's something I really like about this episode is that it talks about that. It talks about the fact that Mr. Boldwell is suffering at this time of year. And there's this really beautiful moment when he starts talking to the youngest son, Ben, about his dog. And how his dog was the last person who lived with him. And it was the only person who never felt uncomfortable around him. And it's this really beautiful story about how, like, you know, it's really hard. This time of year can be really hard, but you can't give up. You know, you have to, you know, you can't give a short-term solution to a long-term problem. And that's something Jason talks about with Mr. Boat. You know, he's like, you chip away at it, you know, every day and you work at it. And it's really beautiful. It's really sweet, which is just very Growing Pains. So yeah, that's my nomination. Growing Pains, A Christmas Story.
Brian, what do you say about Growing Pains, A Christmas Story?
yeah, when Matt was talking about back in the 80s, I thought it's about a different show, Family Ties, but I haven't seen this episode of Growing Pains. But I will give it a no.
Tim, what do you say about Growing Pains, A Christmas
Go to
Story?
Zadius first.
Zadius,
Yo.
what do you say about Growing Pains, A Christmas Story?
It was one of those episodes I haven't seen this in years, but as soon as Matt started talking about, and again, I wasn't alive when it aired first, but I remember seeing its syndication with my mom, and it was such a heavy episode, and I was young, but I like Growing Pains as a series. It was such a heavy episode, but it was important, and this was. I thought I wish I could see it again now, and I will see it again now. I'm gonna still say yes to it because I think if I liked it back then, I feel like me now will appreciate it even more. So yeah.
Yeah, I would have been about 8 months old when this episode aired.
That's okay, Malcolm. I was about -11 when this episode aired.
But I also I've never seen an episode of Growing Pains.
You realize I brought this up the last time we did this list, right? You've had several years to watch my favorite Christmas TV episode, Malcolm.
Wait, you did this before? I thought this was the first time.
Well, the last time we did it was a combination of we did TV
when we
episodes
did
and
Christmas
specials.
like,
Oh,
Christmas
okay.
TV
yeah,
episodes, yeah.
this is
Okay, then.
but Tim, what do you say about Growing Pains: A Christmas Story?
1, Matthew Kearns, I hate you. Because I
It's a
really
very
thought I
well-known thing
had
in this world.
I really thought of all things I would be psyched it would be Growing Pains. God damn you. But this, when I was going through this list earlier, fun fact, this one I moved off the list for another episode. Since you like Growing Pains so much, you probably know which one I probably replaced it with. A lot more upbeat-ish one.
I'm assuming I know which one you're talking about, and if I'm figuring the right one, it involves a future Oscar winner.
No, that's the
okay.
last one. This is
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Beyond all that, I would say yes to this because it is a very good episode. It is that Seaver-esque, if you've watched Growing Pains, for how that show hits in no matter what show it is, whether it's holiday special or just a regular show, with how the family dynamics and problems and life hits with bringing it into learning lessons, teaching life facts. This is a very good one. It kind of reminds me of I'm blanking on Bill Cosby's show.
The
Cosby Show.
Thank you. I watch a lot of TV, folks. There's so much useless knowledge in my head.
It's okay, Diddy. You know what? I'm not going to say it.
But the Cosby Show back then, if you watch those reruns, if you had an older mother like I did, they always hit those same things. You always had the more deeper lessons of the day with that show, kind of like what you did with Growing Pains, especially with a psychiatrist husband and a reporter mom. Carol, the middle child, with her aspects that some characters in Saved by the Bell would go, wow. But yeah, I'm going to put this on there. I'll say yes, even though I hate Matt for sniping me of all people. I will get you back, Matthew.
Also, by the way, for as heavy as this is, there are some really funny moments. One of my favorites is when Carol tells Mike, they're like, you have to keep him talking. He's like, hey, Mr. Bobo, why don't you come down? We can have some eggnog. And he's like, I'm going to kill myself and you're offering me eggnog? And Mike just goes, it says right here, festive for all occasions.
Yeah.
So I mean, knowing Matt as Mouse I did, I knew it was going to be one of two ones that you always watches that would have come up.
Yeah, because you follow me on Facebook. You see I post about him every year.
Now I will for the future of these. If Malcolm asks me to come on and Matthew's on here, now I'm going to follow.
No, it's one of those ones I very rarely jump into. Like, if I've never seen the show, I very rarely jump into a Christmas, like an episode that's later on in the series.
No,
and the problem is, Growing Pains isn't really streaming anywhere for me. So.
Yeah, I don't even think it's streaming in the States.
No, it's not.
I own season 1 on DVD. That's why I own a few episodes off iTunes. But yeah, it's one of those shows that should be streaming because
they should have got a box collection and they never did. But I think eventually it'll probably happen.
Yeah. I mean, another show that should be streaming regularly is Drew Carey's show, but that's another review.
It is.
Yeah.
It is in the States.
Yeah, but not here. But
I'm talking about the number one country, you know.
Anyway, Brian, what is the next nomination you're going to bring up?
Yeah, I'm going to try for this one. Let's go animated. Christmas the Joker from the Batman animated series. The first thing you get the Joker's appearance during Jingle Bell and Batman Smells. Him doing a broadcast of the news, his own Christmas broadcast, and Batman to stop it. So let's try for Christmas the Joker.
Tim, what do you say about Christmas with the Joker?
Now that we're getting so late and we're worrying about our picks, and I know a lot of us probably still have a lot more to get in there. So if Brian threw it out earlier, I'd probably go yes. But now getting so close, I'm going to say no. But still, great Christmas episode for the Batman animated series, and it's one of those series that I still think should get way more credit than what it gets. And even though it gets great credit now, I think it deserves more. But I'm going to say no because we're getting low on the list. But
Zedius, what do you say about Christmas with the Joker?
I'm completely upset that I completely forgot about this episode, and while it would have been great to bring up earlier for me, I'm like I can't say no to this. I remember, I love the show. This episode is great. We don't need to talk about Mark Hamill as a Joker. I mean, we don't need to talk about the greatness of the Batman the animated series as a whole. Period. And yes, it may not be the whole traditional Christmas thing, but just yes.
Yeah, for the longest time, until very, 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 very recently, I'd never seen Batman the Animated Series. I saw it for the first time last year when they finally put it on Netflix over here. And I do like Christopher the Joker. I do think it's a good episode. I'm not as high on Batman the Animated Series as other people are. I do think it's good, but I am going to go slight no because there's a lot more ones that haven't come up yet that I think should be on this list. But Matt, what do you say about Christmas for the Joker?
Yeah, this is hard because there's a lot of superhero TV shows that have Christmas specials, and I think we should get representation from one of them. But we're also getting to that point to where it's like, do I want to wait around and try and nominate one? I'm just gonna give this a yes. I mean, it's the introduction. We get Mark Hamill as the Joker. It's a really fun episode. We find out that Bruce, obviously Christmas ain't his thing. Wow, shocker there. I can't imagine why. But then him and
not a nice guy like him.
Him and Dick watch It's a Wonderful Life at the end. So how can you not love it? And it's probably the best Batman story set at Christmas time. Yeah, stir people up there. Yeah, I'm giving it a yes.
Yeah.
You said no, right, Tim?
Yeah, I said no.
And Zedius?
I say yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Zedius said yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is going to make the list.
Yeah, it makes the list.
Yeah.
Malcolm, for Christmas, I'm going to send you a bunch of like things that it's just yes and no, and you can send them out to your panelists. And so we could just sit, and as we're talking, we'll hold it up. That way, no matter what we say, for your benefit, you know if it's a yes or a no. And if we're undecided, we'll keep it on this side until we decide.
Matt, you're opening up a can of worms because that could be a very big budget that.
Oh, Carrot's Malcolm's job to ship them. I just have to do one order to him.
But anyway, Tim, what is the next episode you're gonna bring up?
You know what? Just from Matt's comment, I'm defended by my longtime co-host of TV trivia here. There's some. It's that time of the year, and I have a lot of things I want to say to a lot of you people. That's right. We're going with the episode "The Strike" from Seinfeld that brought us the wonderful, wonderful tradition, yes, of Festivus for the rest of us. Airing of grievances, test of strength. This just shows George Costanza at his finest. And a holiday that my very first boss celebrates, even now, 20 years later to this day. every year I still get text messages. I don't have any grievances for you this year because I haven't worked with him for a while. But I'm going to nominate this one. Matt, leave our Kiwi favorite allies alone.
No one's a bigger Malcolm supporter than me.
But
How many times do you
don't
randomly
wanna
make
say
him
no side,
intros
but you
before a
should know.
Sunday episode, Tim? Huh?
I retired from that, so I don't
He's
have
on this channel because of me. Never forget.
I retired from creation, so I don't have to do that anymore. But I'm going to nominate the strike from Seinfeld. Let's hear your grievances.
I got one.
Zedius, what do you say about Seinfeld the strike?
Well, I'm gonna get out my my list of grievances, starting with the fact of that's right. Like the TV show SpongeBob SquarePants, I have never watched a full episode of Seinfeld in my life. Never really wanted to, so I'll just abstain no from this one.
Never saw SpongeBob. Wow.
So the SpongeBob Christmas special is out.
Well, that's who's on my list, yeah.
I kind of brought that up for that instance too, because I saw there's a
Um,
movie come out with SpongeBob. I'm like, oh my god, now I get another one.
No, it's like but once again, similar to Batman the animated series, for the longest time I'd never seen Seinfeld until a few years ago when it was put on Netflix over here. And I like Seinfeld. I'm not in love with it. I think this episode is good. The Festivus part is the most memorable part of the episode. That's also not enough for me to say yes to it. It's a no for me. What do you say about Seinfeld the strike?
Yes, this is another time to where I'm basically agreeing with what you say. I really like Seinfeld, but I'm not like a diehard fan like so many people. And yeah, Festivus, like it's this really funny thing, but like it's a small part of an entire episode. And when we're this lead into the list, and there's still so many more, and I'm looking at my list of like, oh man, I need to. There's one in particular I need to try and bring up. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna give it a no, Tim. If you're gonna send me a grievance
No,
because of this, go right ahead.
No, trust me. This
But
is
hey, Malcolm,
this
I
is one of
agree
those
with you,
shows.
Because I
Everyone
love
has a taste.
you, and I'm giving you a good old pat on the back.
But Brian, what do you say about Seinfeld the strike?
I would give it a yes for this. I do enjoy this episode. One of the first episodes I've ever seen of Seinfeld. I do enjoy. You get some Hanukkah parts at the beginning with the ladies' party there. Yeah, and Kramer's strike for H&H Bagels is always fun. So I'll give it a yes.
But unfortunately, it's not going to make the list. Zedius, we go back to you. What is your next nomination?
My next only three. Oh yeah, next and possibly last one. I'm struggling between two, but I think one is more powerful, but the other one is part of a series I really enjoy, and I think it's probably the more important one. No.
So it's Vampire Diaries.
No, it's not the Vampire Diaries, but no, I'm struggling between two technically animated shows. I'm gonna go with the one from 2010, and it's Community's episode of I Bet's Uncontrollable Christmas, and well, I love the show Community. It's one of those shows that I found only a couple years ago, which I happily binged. I go back to watch certain episodes multiple times throughout the years. This is not necessarily one of those, but this is one of those ones that I feel is very important because it shows. I love the character of Abed. I love the character. I love the whole group minus one character technically, but just. In this episode specifically, they have this whole claymation style. If you've seen the episode, they're in claymation because I bet you can clearly see something's going on with him, and you don't exactly know what's going on, why he's feeling that way. And then I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't watched it, but you eventually do his whole winter wonderland extravaganza adventure. You get to see what the root of the problem is, and in the end. You feel for him, and then it brings the whole community group back, the whole study group back together to fight for their friend and to be there for him. Man, I really enjoyed that episode of Community. So I bet it's Uncontrollable Christmas.
I'm actually surprised it took so long to get to one of the Community's ones because I think this and the Glee parody one are both really good.
Yeah,
It was right there.
But yeah, no, I love this Community episode. I think it's a really good Christmas special, and just the whole claymation style, giving that whole Rankin Bass feel. I think it's a really fun thing to do, and I think it's just so I'm gonna go yes. But Matt, what do you say about Community Abe's Uncontrollable Christmas?
Yeah, Zadius, like you, I discovered this, a couple of years ago, probably like 6 years ago at this point now, 6 or 7. But I love it. It's one of my favorite TV shows. Like, when I got COVID, I just watched Community. That's all I did. This was the episode I was going to bring up next, and I was afraid this was going to be a Mighty Ducks situation to where I hold off on something for too long and that doesn't make the list. Funny thing, it's not actually my personal favorite of the Community. Mine is Comparative Religions. It's December 10th. That's my personal favorite of them. It's the one that makes me laugh the most, but this one is out of the three from the first 3 seasons, which are the only ones that really matter, let's be honest. This is arguably the best one. I think the animation style, like Malcolm said, harkening back to the Rankin Bass stuff is wonderful. There's a reason for it that you get in the episode. And the ending, there's 2 moments. There's the really big moment, which is when all the characters kind of come back for reasons that I love. But there's this very small moment, not giving any spoilers to the episodes, but when Pierce comes back and what he says to Abed, because throughout the episode he's just been saying, "Oh, I'm just here for the cookies," but then he has this really sweet moment where he just says, "I wasn't actually here for cookies. I don't want to go home." And it's just this really wonderful moment between these 2 characters. I love this episode. It's great. Yeah, that it's a hell yes for me.
And Brian, what you say about Community Abe's Uncontrollable?
I give it a yes as well. Maybe on this, I do agree. I love this one. The Glee's parody. Didn't see the 3, but it's a lot of fun. I love the musical numbers they have, especially the opening. I love how they use Chang as Snowman. That cracked me up. I love the different toy they have in the group transforms to tape here, Sprinter Baby, the Shirley Baby. It's a lot of fun. I'll give it a yes.
And Tim, what do you say about Community Abe's Uncontrollable Christmas?
This is probably the hot take for this room. Community was never one of my shows that I really liked, but it was probably, I'm older, it was past my stance getting into it, finding something into it to get into it. But I mean, I've seen this series over and over again. Thank you, Coho, because this was a show him and Boatman would always. Thank you, Zadius, for laughing at my pain for writing.
TV, I know what you mean.
God, and then Malcolm jumped on that boat. Thanks, Malcolm. But it was just never really one of my things. I mean, it's a good episode. I love shows that do like a claymation feel of it because I grew up with all the claymation holiday specials, Rudolph, Santa, all that. So it was nice seeing that animation, but not one of my cup of teas, I guess.
But
Tim, I'm sorry, Tim is actually for a match for Boatman, which got me started watching the show. I had a match with Boatman, which I knew it was one of his strengths. That's why I actually started watching the show and I fell in love with it. So that's funny that you brought that up.
Yeah, he got it from Coho, and then Malcolm joined later on.
Take 3. Member Kristen Smith is the reason why I started watching the show. She started celebrating that it was on Netflix, and I was like, "What the hell?" Her and like James White and all these people. I was like, I can't be that good of a show that everyone's losing their minds on Netflix. And then I watched like the pilot. And I was like, "Oh my god, this is that good of a show."
But that Community Abe's Uncontrollable Christmas is going to make the list, and it's on to me, which is really tough. As I'm looking at my list, it's like 4 I want to bring up, and I don't know if this one doesn't make the list. I don't know if it comes back round to me, but
yeah, 2 slots left.
one slot left.
1 slot. Oh,
one.
Oh, one,
Yeah,
one,
one.
2, 3, 4,
6, 7, 8, 9,
9,
10.
10. No, we got 2. We got 2, Malcolm, because there's only 10.
2, 4.
You know, it is 2 slots.
Yeah.
I never said maths was my strong suit, but
You started to make me question myself because I was like, math has never been my friend.
but I'm gonna try for this one because I know at least not on this panel, but I know at least one person in this community really loves this show. And judging from another episode that we have on the list already, then at least 2 people might have seen this series as well. Because I'd like to hope they didn't jump into the sequel series. But it's obviously Boy Meets World. I'm bringing up the episode A Very Topanga Christmas. Because it's one of those ones like we've all been in those families where like 2 different families get together with the very different Christmas traditions and that they want to try and incorporate both into their own traditions to make their own. And something else that always has been done a lot on very different shows is there's always some sort of Christmas Carol episodes that comes up.
Yeah, it's A Wonderful Life for Christmas Carol. That's it. That's the only thing you get parody.
Yeah, although it's one of those. This is one of those weird ones where it's like, it's kind of a merge of Christmas Carol and A Bit Around for Life. So they only use the Christmas future element of Mr. Feeney, but I think this is a really good episode. Like Boy Meets World is something a show that I watched the first one because of Jordan Anderson. It's one of his favorite shows, and then I saw that was on Disney Plus. Like, you know what, I'll actually watch it. And I got really hooked on it. And yeah, so I'm curious how this is going to go. But Matt, what do you say about Boy Meets World: A Very Topanga Christmas?
I really love Boy Meets World. It's a fantastic show. I'm gonna say no just because honestly, and this is probably just my own thing of my own memory of a show that I have seen every episode of, but I don't remember every episode. The only Christmas episode that really sticks out in my mind is I think it's from season 1 or 2, but when Corey tries to give Sean like his basketball because Sean's not getting stuff for Christmas, and Sean's annoyed at first because this is like charity. I don't remember this one, but I'm probably going to try and check it out on Disney Plus because I like the description of it, Malcolm.
Yeah. Brian, what do you say about Boy Meets World: A Very Topanga Christmas?
Yeah, I'll give a slight no because I have 3 other shows on my list that I won't bring up, but I'll give a no for this.
Tim, what do you say about A Very Topanga Christmas from Boy Meets World?
Matt, you're thinking of the season 1 episode, Santa's Little Helper, because also in that episode, which is funny as hell, is if you're a parent reliving it, and I relive it with my little cousins. Little Morgan goes to sit on Santa's lap, and the guy playing Santa apparently has a heart attack, and Morgan thinks she killed Santa. and Corey's mom is trying to tell Corey's dad, who literally pisses himself laughing at that. But I'm going to say no for this one. It is a great episode because you see Corey and Topanga's kind of shared holiday for it to foreshadow, their eventual marriage, yada yada, family, second series, whatever. But I still think like the Santa's Little Helper episode from 1 is probably a little bit better, and Santa's Little Helpers in season 6 when they try to mend fences with Sean and Angela, even though everything else works out except for that in that episode. Spoilers for this long, Jesus Christ. So I'm going to say no.
And Zedis, what would you have said about Boy Meets World: A Very Topanga Christmas?
Yeah, I would have to say no to this one. Is that because the first one when you started talking about Boy Meets World was I was thinking that you were talking about the season 1 episode when I specifically remember Morgan killing Santa Claus, but yeah, like with again this episode, if I remember correctly, it was a good episode, but I feel like there were other ones in the series that you play around with. So yeah, this series.
But that doesn't make the list, so there's still 2 spots left. Matt, we go back to you. What is your next nomination?
It's really hard because I'm in between two, and this is I'm figuring this is most likely going to be my last nomination. But I'll go for this one just to keep up the theme of sometimes Christmas can be a bit depressing. I'm going with Scrubs, my own personal Jesus from season 1. So obviously, if you've never seen the show Scrubs, it's about this group of doctors who it starts on season 1 in their first year of residency at Sacred Heart Hospital, and basically the plot of this episode is that Turk, who's the main character, JD's best friend, he's a surgeon. He's like all about Christmas, whereas JD he doesn't really get it. But Turk is all about it. He's very excited until he works an overnight shift in which he just sees the worst of humanity, and that just sort of takes away his belief in God. At the same time, their friend Elliot found out that this homeless girl is pregnant, but the homeless girl disappears, and she has no idea where she is and what's going to happen to this girl. And just those 2 stories end up actually coming together in a really creative, beautiful way, and it uplifts you at the end, which I love. And there's also a funny little side story with JD recording Dr. Cox's friends the birth of their child, and something happens there. Is also really funny. So yeah, Scrubs, my own personal Jesus.
Brian, what do you say about Scrubs, my own personal Jesus?
Yeah, I do enjoy Scrubs. It has some good Chris episodes there. Apologies, JPO. I know you like the show as well, but for me, it has 3. Again, before 3 shows on my list to bring up. So no.
Tim, what do you say about Scrubs? I know it's another one that often comes up a lot on the team.
Yeah, this is another fucking Coho and Boatman strategy, you little bastards. But anyways, it's still a very good show. If you haven't checked it out, go watch it. I forget. I think it's on what, Peacock, Matthew?
It's
on Plus.
Hulu. Okay. Hulu. But it's another series. Go check out. It's very good. It's
back as well.
It's a very comedy-esque, if you like the hospital dramas, but very comedy-esque and more lighter tone with the character dramas and stories. But for this one, I'm going to say no, because I figured, being so close to the list, I figured Matthew was going to go for another one, which me and him were alluding at earlier, if he remembers back. But I'm going to say no for this one, even though it is a very good episode, because it does take the cheerful I love Christmas trope and flipping it on its head, especially in a medical drama where, he sees the most messed up stuff that night that would make anyone just question everything. But I'm going to say no. Zadius.
Yeah, unfortunately, Scrubs is a show I like, and it's one that I've never watched all the way through. I've seen episodes, but I've never watched the series all the way through. And I've unfortunately never seen this episode. I'm interested in seeing it. Very interested in seeing how dark it could possibly be. But I feel like we're too late in the list for me to I'm very interested in this. Let me say yes to it automatically. So I had to say no to this one.
Yeah, I love Scrubs. It's been a while since I've given it a rewatch, so I don't remember this episode that well, so it would have been a no. But Brian, what is your next nomination?
Yeah, I'll go try first. We were alluding to the show earlier in the list. I'll try for a South Park episode. Merry Christmas, Charlie Manson for season 2. The the family goes to Nebraska to celebrate Christmas with Carter's family, and surprise, they're all Cartmans, especially for the family. And suddenly, Cartman's uncle brings in Charlie Manson from prison, and he learns how to celebrate the holidays, especially the spoofs of different films like It's a Wonderful Life, The Grinch, and yeah, it has to be humor there. So I'll try for Merry Christmas, Charlie Manson for South Park.
Tim, what do you say about Merry Christmas, Charlie Manson?
When Brian opened his mouth, he had me there for a second. He was like, "I'm gonna go South Park." Me and Matt were alluding to that, but this episode was probably, I want to say, 4th on my list for the South Park Christmas specials, and there's 2 ahead of it that I think fit. I would want to put more on the list being this low, so I want to say a slight no, even though, Brian, I do love your twisted sense of humor with this episode, because it's great when you cheer for a convicted murderer redemption arc.
Zedius, what do you say about Merry Christmas, Charlie Manson?
Yeah, I guess they noted this one. In terms of South Park's Christmas episode, it's not one that's near the top for me. So, yeah.
Mr. No, I don't need to repeat myself again, Matt.
Yeah, for the same reasons Tim and Zadius, it's if we're gonna get one on, this is unfortunately not the one that I would say yes to.
But Tim, we're back to you. What is your next nomination?
Just do it, Tim. Just nominate it.
Yes.
I know.
Come on.
There's another show. God, okay.
There's always going to be another show and another movie. That's how ranking works.
I know. So we're going to do it. South Park's. Oh, God, it's a hard tie between these 2 episodes because I love them both for 2 different reasons. But we'll go with Woodland Critter Christmas, Season 8, Episode 14. If you know anything about South Park, let me give you a quick rundown. Cartman is a racist fat bastard who hates every minority, and especially Kyle because he's Jewish. Jewish people technically don't fit in on Christmas. They go eat Chinese food and watch a movie. In the South Park lore. I don't know in reality, but you know. Sorry, Malcolm. But this is Cartman's. The classroom has an assignment. They all make Christmas stories, and Cartman makes a Christmas story about woodland critters, which in the beginning of the episode, it's nice and sweet. You have a bear, fox, a woodpecker, bird.
Chickadee for chickadee.
Thank you. And they're celebrating Christmas for the birth of their savior because the porcupiney is pregnant. So Stan in the story gets wrangled in. He builds a little manger for him as like a birth of Jesus type of thing. But then because it's Cartman, the episode twists and their savior is really the Antichrist, because really would God have sex with a porcupine? So this brings in Stan having a redemption of having to save mountain lion cubs, who he accidentally gets the mother killed because he believes the BS of the critters when the mountain lion mother has been the good person all this time of stopping the birth of the Antichrist. So he has to teach the cubs he has to take them and teach them how to do an abortion. Santa comes and makes a special appearance and with a shotgun in tow, just like Bruce Campbell, we love you. Just headshots all these creatures into oblivion, and finally they can't stop the birth of the Antichrist, and the soul. They do get the soul out of through the episode. It went into Kyle because, of course, go figure, because he's Jewish. So the critters do an abortion, get it out of Kyle, and Santa sledgehammers the baby Antichrist into oblivion. Happily ever after, except Kyle dies of AIDS 2 weeks later in the story. That's my nomination.
Don't worry, if you never saw the episodes before, there you go. You just heard every twist and turn in it.
Zedius, what do you say about South Park?
Sorry for that. It must have been such a fun episode. It's brilliant. But yes, I forgot about that abortion part.
Malcolm, you don't have to waste your breath. Don't worry. I'll just go on. Yes, I'm giving this a yes. It's amazing. I love the fact that at first it seems just like a classic. It's all, it's the woodland critters, Birdie the bird, Berry the bear, Rabbity the rabbit, Chickadee the chickadee. It's so sweet. I love the narrator, like when Stan's had enough and he's just like trying to watch the Jeffersons, and it's just like he ran back to the force to set everything right. Will you shut up? And he's like, fine. God, Jesus. And then, of course, all the twists and turns. The mountain lion is great. I also just love this because the song that plays in it is so perfect. It's a year when we talk about Christmas only comes once. And the reveal that it is Cartman's story, and he's reading it, and, like, Kyle wants to stop to it because, like, you're just doing this to make fun of me. But, like, everyone else in the class, like Butters and Stanley,
even
they're
Mrs.
all
Garrison.
just like, yeah, even Mr. Garrett, they're all just like, they want to hear the rest of the story. And so Kyle just has to acquiesce. And I love how, it almost seems fine because, like, they get the Antichrist out of Kyle. And also, it's fine, like, until at the very end, he's like, except for Kyle, who died 2 weeks later because of AIDS. And it just ends on, God damn it, Cartman! It's amazing.
I'm sorry, Brian. This is literally one of the first times I can remember, like, on the show,
It's all good.
I can jettison myself back to when I first watched this episode. It was such a twist. Like,
well, yeah, I learned about this from Doug Walker's list, but he thankfully didn't spoil anything, so I just got to experience it myself. It's so good.
Brian, what do you say about South Park Wilderness?
Yes, I'll give it as well. I love it. Love the orgy they have towards it, the weird orgy. Even the South Park video game, you get their interactions do well, like try to kill them.
I wanted to at least leave that out.
I also love they come back in the Imagination Land trilogy with Kurt Russell when they go through, and it's just like, oh, it's these cute little woodland critters, and then Stan's just like, no, get him out of there, get him out of there.
and they're one of the final boss fights in the Fractured Butthole too.
Yes, and they came back recently to the new South Park season as well. It's a yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a yes.
Malcolm, if it makes you feel better, you have your number 12 pick. So,
well,
yeah,
no,
I mean,
one more.
it just sounds really fucked up.
it is. That's what we love for it.
Yeah, we still got one more pick. We still got one more.
It's still about that Malcolm in the perfect way possible.
Zedius, how are you going to top that?
Oh, I meant for Malcolm when we do nominations.
Have fun,
his
Zedius.
easy number 12 pick.
Oh my God, how do I go? Okay. I can't. Okay. Okay. I guess I'm going sweet now. Okay.
Just remember, blood
Zed.
order.
Lock in.
Oh, lock in, Zed. I'm going sweet. I'm going personal, and it was an episode that I thought about earlier today when we were talking about episodes of anime shows. I have to get through this really quick before I start laughing again. It was Mr. Talking about somebody brought up Regrets, made me think about Hey Arnold. I went back and watched it. I remember the episode where they did the Secret Santa. It was Hey Arnold's Christmas, when it was such a pivotal moment where they were doing Secret Santa and Arnold drew Mr. Wynn, and Mr. Wynn's only told the story about how he had to leave his daughter behind. Well, no, how he had to leave his daughter because he gave her to a helicopter pilot.
U.S. pilots out of Vietnam, yeah.
Yeah, out of Vietnam, because he did what was truly best for his daughter, and it was so just incredible because like I forgot exactly how long. Well, she was a baby, and by the time she comes, spoiler alert, she comes back at when Arnold finds and that's the best part about it. It's not actually Arnold that fulfills the wish for Mr. Wynn. It's brilliance, and even though she was an asshole many times in the series, Helga comes through effing clutch for Arnold and Mr. Wynn by finding a way to bring I believe it was probably because of her dad, but finding a way to bring Mr. Wynn's daughter over to the duplex apartment, whatever. so they can reunite father and daughter together. Such a I remember when I first saw it, but it was definitely it was even more special now today. So, Hey Arnold, Arnold's Christmas.
Yeah, this one is tough because I love Hey Arnold. I watched it a lot growing up when I was a kid, and I do love Arnold. So I haven't seen it in a while. This is. I'm just gonna go a slight no, just because there's because I know it's gonna get I'm next in the list when it comes to nominating.
I know what you mean.
So and there's other ones that I want to bring up that I think should be on here. So I'm gonna give a slight no. But Matt, what do you say about Hey Arnold, Arnold's Christmas?
Can you do me a favor? Can you roll back to me because I'm really still debating.
Brian, what do you say about Hey Arnold, Arnold's Christmas?
It's interesting. I've never seen the show growing up. I haven't seen the show now, but shout out to a YouTuber, Principal Reacts, who reacted to this episode, which I watched, and I really enjoyed this episode a lot. Got you emotional toward the end. I will give it a yes.
Tim, what do you say about Hey Arnold, Arnold's Christmas?
Well, first I'll say, Matt, you still debating in your head? Okay. I will say, Zadius, you did well on topping. This was one on my list as well. And you're right. It's Mr. Wynn is just that like recluse, older tenant of the building that no one can really get a read on. And it's when Arnold gets him, it's like, oh shit. But it's Nintendo or it's Nickelodeon, so we don't cuss. And you're right. Helga in her materialistic, I want this, she gets her present of choice, but because she secretly loves Arnold so much, she sacrifices that to this guy to be like, hey, let's look for this girl. They're all in the same city. Let's reunite them. And it works. And also a good thing that Arnold in this episode teaches Gerald, because Gerald has no idea how to get presents for his family members. He was going to get them all freaking bow tie or neckties. And then he was like, maybe your 6-year-old sister doesn't want a bow tie, dude. So he gives it to his uncle and gets her, I think it's like $1 or something she wanted. And he helps his friend learn that Christmas is about giving. And it comes back full circle with Helga making that sacrifice for the love of her life, Arnold, who's standing outside the window in the episode to see that. And that's the last frame you get of her, just her standing barefoot because she gave up her designer boots that her mom and dad got her. Yeah, and it is. It's a sweet moment. So I'm going to say yes to it. I'm going to say yes to it.
So Matt, it's already making the list. What do you say about Hey Arnold, Arnold's Christmas?
Well, it's already making this. I mean, it's one of those. I have not watched this show in years. Obviously, being a kid of the early aughts, Hey Arnold was still on. It was near the tail end, but still on. And I do remember this episode. And yeah, I probably would have given a yes, just because even though there are episodes I would prefer to get on over it, it's that really sweet thing. So yeah.
But that brings us to the end of this round. For some honorable mentions, for me, some of the honorable mentions that I had, How I Met Your Mother, How Lily Stole Christmas, I think is a really good Christmas special. Smallville's Lexmas, I think, is really good.
My God.
I really enjoy both of the Superstore Christmas specials, Seasonal Help and Christmas Eve. I think they're really good at highlighting like retail around this time of year. I knew I had no shot getting a Glee one on here because it's the totally wrong panel for Glee. But I think Extraordinary Merry Christmas from Glee, I think, is a really good.
You're on a TV show, I'd say no.
And then my favorite of The Office Christmas specials is A Benihana Christmas. I think
okay. See, I thought you were gonna be one of those people who says like a Dwight Christmas is your favorite one. I was thinking that. No,
Yeah.
That's a good
I mean,
pick, actually.
I like all the Office Christmas specials. There's not really one I don't like. So,
I'm not with you on that, but
Matt, what are some honorable mentions that you had?
so some that I didn't get to bring up. Night Court Santa Goes Downtown is one of my favorites. That 70s show. That 70s show and Eric Foreman Christmas. I love that one. Ted Lasso, Carol of the Bells is a great one. Let's see. Community, Comparative Religion. Spin City, Miracle near 34th Street is great. Last Man Standing, Last Christmas Standing. I love that show. I love that episode. And the Simpsons episode that I had on my list, Holidays of Futures Past. I love whenever they flash forward to the future, and this one is really great to see Bart and Lisa as parents at Christmas time.
Yeah.
They do such a great joke with Maggie, who is this world famous singer, but because she's pregnant, they don't want her talking. So it's great that like she's an adult, but it's really clever. And then the last kind of one I was gonna bring up, if I have my feelings on the show and all that, but I probably, if I got around to it, I would have brought up The Flash running to a standstill. Because Mark Hamill's Trickster comes back.
Funny enough, talking about The Simpsons, Lindsay Lohan's voicing Maggie in this week's episode of The Simpsons.
I heard about that.
All right. I don't know if she'll be as good as James Earl Jones, but we'll see.
This too is a very disturbing universe. But Brian, what are some honorable mentions that you had?
Yeah, I had Beavis and Butthead Do Christmas.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Keenan, for Keenan's calendar Christmas episode. And Keaton, the family time version of A Christmas Carol, that one I do enjoy. The Holiday Armadillo for Friends. I had the Kirby 2000 episode of Christmas, Mary Jesus to Larry. The Glee one I had a Glee one, but the one with Sue as the witch. That one I do prefer for Glee, and also has some of the SpongeBob holiday episodes as well.
Tim, what are some honorable mentions that you had?
I had Drew's Holiday Punch from the Drew Carey Show, where Drew dates an older woman, aka Mrs. Partridge from the Partridge Family, and her son Danny. It's just a great episode to see the dynamic of Drew's fucked up family with his like normal parents and then his crossdresser brother, and everything. The Growing Pains season 2, episode 13, with Ben brings the homeless girl in. That's the one I was thinking of, where she, towards the end, she steals the presents, but she doesn't fully go through with it, where Ben comes down to see the tree empty, but they go out to the porch, find all the presents. At the end, being with the Seavers, she reaches out and reunites with the family. Santa's Little Helpers from Boy Meets World season 6, Santa's Little Helper from Boy Meets World season 1, Better Watch Out from Married with Children season 2, the very first Christmas episode where Marcy, who loves Christmas, the guy that's doing the Santa thing at the mall, skydives out, dies in the back of the Bundy's family, who could care less, and they're just celebrating their white trash family Christmas of like pizza and watching TV. The Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire, where we get Santa's Little Helper.
Okay, the pilot.
Very first yes, yeah. And then Big Bang Theory, the Santa simulation, the great moment of Penny and Sheldon hugging, Sheldon accepting her really fine. Oh yeah. That's the Santa simulation is the background. They're all playing D&D Christmas theme, and Sheldon explains why he hates Santa because he asked Santa to bring back a dead grandpa, and Santa was like, "Ooh," And then of course, the one I was debating with South Park, Red Sleigh Down, which is Black Hawk Down meets Christmas. Jesus sacrifices his life to save Santa and the kids out of Baghdad, and instead of bombing Baghdad, Santa bombs them with Christmas joy.
Zedis, what are some of honorable mentions that you had?
Well, some of my honorable mentions, you've already said one of them was definitely was How I Met Your Mother's How Lily Stole Christmas. And probably my favorite of the Community episodes, even though maybe not the most important one, was regional holiday music always brings it loud to me. Like
What's
I
Glee?
love. Well,
We gotta
yeah,
get to regionals. What is regionals?
everything about the episode is hilarious to me, but I just feel like I had Bed's Uncontrollable Christmas was most important. I'm so mad I forgot about Xmas, but I did have about what I didn't think this was the episode to bring up because it was Chris ended with Christmas, but I wasn't sure it was if it was necessary. Christmas thing was Bebo DC's Legends Tomorrow, Bebo, God of War.
That stupid fucking doll.
What I forgot to mention for me was Pinky the Brave Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but Bieber and I like it's one of the new ones. There's not a lot of Christmas in it, but it is kind of a Jingle All the Way type plot as well. So,
Yeah.
Like Jingle All the Way was.
But with that, it's time to rank these. Just to recap what we've got on the shortlist, we got Ted Loud Night, we got Married with Children, It's a Wonderful Life, we got The Office Secret Santa, got The Simpsons Marge, Be Not Proud, Girl Meets World, Girl Meets Home for the Holidays, Fresh Prince Christmas Show, Family Guys, the really long title, Growing Pains, The Christmas Story, Batman the Animated Series, Christmas the Joker, Community Abby's Uncontrollable Christmas, South Park Woodland Critic Christmas, Hey Arnold, Arnold's Christmas. So for me at number 12, there's going to come no surprise to anyone, South Park.
Shocker.
Matt, what do you have at 12?
12 for me, I have Fresh Prince.
Brian, what do you have at 12?
Gory Pains.
Tim, what do you have at 12?
Malcolm, I really wish Thaddeus was my co-host now after hearing that. Of all this time, you tell me your thoughts. That hurts my soul, my belief in the holidays and of the goodness in the world. But I'm going Batman.
Thaddeus, what do you have at 12?
I had Loud Night because I haven't seen it yet, pretty much.
So we've got 5-way tie.
Do we have any viewers?
Yeah, Logan, Christy has.
None of them are showing up, so we're going to the real.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. They still have this, Malcolm? It's been a while since I've had to produce TV trivia, so.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So. Woodland.
You could just write just Fresh Prince, South Park.
Well,
Yeah, just
Growing Pains.
because I don't think we
just to make your
repeat
life
show.
easier.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not typing out off. I'm just typing out just.
At this point, Matt, one of us should have put the Family Guy one on there if he was typing all that.
I mean, obviously, we'll have to rank it at some point.
So I've got South Park, Fresh Prince, Ted, Growing Pains. What is the other one I'm missing?
Batman.
Batman.
But the reel is set. It's not going to show up well on the screen.
We trust you, Malcolm.
Yeah. Actually,
That is the actual sound, folks.
I'm kidding. Oh,
It's going to be Batman.
Wow.
Okay.
That's
The
the
wheel
wheel.
is Gen Alpha.
But Matt, what do you have at 11?
Fresh Prince.
Brian, what do you have at
Still sticking with Gory Pains.
Tim, what do you have at 11?
I'm going to go Loud Night.
Zedius?
Stuck with Loud Night.
Sticking with South Park, but Loud Night is going to be at 11. But Brian, what do you have at 10?
Gory Pains.
Tim?
I'm going to go with Fresh Prince.
Zedius.
I put growing.
No.
I put growing pains. Except to Malcolm.
Sticking with South Park. And Matt.
In a rank 'em first, I've actually changed my answer to Family Guy.
But it's going to be Growing Pains.
Yeah.
Growing Pains, wow.
Top 10, I guess.
Yeah. I was trying to go with Matt on that one because I figured he would have.
Yeah, I changed it to Family Guy just because I'm like I might like it a little bit more than Fresh Prince, but like since it's so new, it shouldn't be too high up.
That's a good point, actually.
Look,
yeah.
I will say if you'd stuck with Fresh Prince, it still would have been Growing Pains. So, it's this.
Oh,
StreamYard's added timers to banners for some reason.
Yeah.
But Tim, what do you have at 9?
I want to stick with Fresh Prince.
Zedius.
I went with Family Guy because I haven't seen it yet. Also, I forgot about it.
I'm sticking with South Park. Matt.
Family Guy.
And Brian.
Yes, this is because too recent. Family Guy.
But Family Guy is going to be at 9.
9. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. StreamYard banners have enough characters for the title.
I was going to say, I was wondering if it was going to have enough.
I mean, if people can use it to write out a whole trivia question, then
JB3.
That's oh man, that's beautiful.
So glad I retired.
But Zedius, what do you have at 8?
Yeah, I'm about to fight an uphill battle, but I'm putting Secret Santa. Oh, this one.
Sticking with South Park, Matt.
We're back to Fresh Prince.
Brian.
US 8 Philadelphia, born and raised Fresh Prince.
Tim.
Sorry, Carlton Dans couldn't save it. Fresh Prince.
But Fresh Prince is going to be at 8. But singing at South Park, Matt.
Sorry, long title. Married with Children.
Yeah, I didn't have time to write, so we're gonna go Girl Meets World.
Girl Meets World. Tim.
I got The Simpsons.
And Zedius.
Secret Santa.
So I was just
Back to the wheel.
You might need to remind me what's there again.
So I had Married with Children.
Girl Meets World.
Brian
had Girl Meets World. Tim
Simpsons,
and then Zadius had.
And then Malcolm's South Park.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's the only one I don't have to take change on the.
Yeah, Zadius had The Office, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Secret Santa. Girl Meets World. Apart from my own, I've got Married with Children, The Office, Girl Meets World, and the other one,
Simpsons.
Yeah. But the reel is spinning.
Girl Meets World.
Girl Meets World. But Matt, what do you have?
Married with Children.
Married with Children.
Tim.
Why do you hate me, both of you, Simpsons?
Zedius.
After you change it to Simpsons.
Malcolm didn't change it, so you have to
All
pick
right
between
out.
Married with Children or Simpsons.
But it's coming down to me, and just because I don't think I've seen it, it's gonna be Married with Children.
So
Daddy, this is why we're brothers here.
So wait,
Exactly.
so the 5 that are left are The Office, The Simpsons.
Oh, hey, Arnold's still there.
Hey Arnold, Community, and South Park.
Yeah. Brian, what do you have for 5?
Hey, Arnold.
Tim,
Simpsons still.
Zadius,
Simpsons still.
South Park still, Matt.
Hey Arnold.
Now, back to you again, Malcolm.
It's going to be Hey Arnold. I mean, top 5's not bad. All right. But Tim, what do you have it for?
Still sticking with Simpsons.
Zadius,
Simpsons.
South Park, Matt,
Simpsons did it.
Brian.
Well, they're going to be the one that had The Office.
But The Simpsons is going to end up at 4. But ZS, what do you have at 3?
Kudos to The Office for sticking around this long for me. Secret Santa.
South Park, Matt,
South Park.
Brian,
The Office.
Tim,
The Office.
Top 3. I'll take it.
copy.
So it's come down to The
number
Office
one.
or Simpsons, or I mean,
South
Park
Park
and what?
and Community.
Oh,
South Park
man.
Community.
and we're voting on our number
We're
one.
voting on number 1,
Do I let my mature side win now or do I not?
which means I actually
Come
have
on,
to change
Thaddeus.
my-
We got this, Thaddeus. We got this.
Or you
Or-
cannot, Malcolm, and that'd be a really. I don't think anyone's ever done that on Rankum.
Kevin Holtzman. They once or Leroy Stitch or something.
Well, yeah, but that's only because for selfish reasons. I would not do something like that for South Park.
We got this, brother. We got this.
But for me, I've got Community, Matt,
Community.
Brian,
Want to see more times? South Park.
Tim.
South Park.
Was that yes?
It comes down to Zedius.
It's with great joy that I can flip my board around and say that a show that I nominated ended up as number 2, and that Malcolm's bane of his existence is number 1. South Park, Willow's Favorite Christmas is number 1.
Okay, but it's going. Community is going to be at 2, and South Park will be number 1.
Well, I'm sorry, Malcolm. I didn't hear that. Could you repeat that again?
Real slow.
It will be repeated in a
Stop
minute.
it. You know what? You guys are being streets behind. That's what you're being right now.
This is good.
For all the times of Once Upon a Time. Go ahead.
Which I'm surprised they never did a Christmas special, but
I'm really surprised too with that, honestly.
Yeah, why did they
controls
make
and
Santa a
stuff.
killer?
I mean, it was all Disney stuff and Disney.
Well, I mean, it was,
stuff.
but the perfect opportunity to do a Christmas episode would be the season they introduced Elsa. It was like White Christmas and all that. It's like, yeah, it's like.
I mean, based on winter, yeah, but
Yeah,
they never really did like a Christmas tie-in with it.
No, they
Yeah.
never did.
But with that out, the top 12 Christmas episodes of TV shows. At number 12 got Batman the Animated Series, Christmas with the Joker. At 11 we got Ted and Loud Night. At 10 we got Growing Pains, A Christmas Story. At 9 we got Family Guy, Disney Hulu's Family Guy's Hallmark Channel's Lifetime's unoriginal movie. At 8 we got Fresh Prince Christmas Show. At 7 we got Girl Meets Real, Girl Meets Home for the holidays. At 6 we got Married with Children, It's a Wonderful Life. At 5 we got Hey Arnold and Arnold's Christmas. At 4 we got The Simpsons, Marge Not Be Not Proud. At 3 we got The Office, Secret Santa. At 2 we got Community, Albert's Uncontrollable Christmas. And number 1 is South Park, Woods and Critter Christmas. But that brings us to the end of ranking for this week, as well as this year, because this will be the last one until it's either going to be doing the 10th or the 11th. I haven't quite nailed down which day it is, but we'll be starting off as a watch of movies at 2025. But until but Matt, where can people find you online?
You guys always find me on Twitter at Kearns_Matthew, Matt Movies 611 on YouTube, and right here as the host of Second Look and the co-host of the most watched show on Take 3 that is named Simple Tricks and Nonsense with a Flores, if we can find the episodes. Yes, happy holidays to everybody out there. Malcolm, thank you for another great year of being the only reason why we're consistently still getting subscribers to this channel, because it sure as hell ain't the things me and Abe are putting out. Yes, rank 'em. Always good, always fun. Thank you for having me on again, and see you in the future.
Hey, look, on that note, Matt, you had the most viewed video of the channel this year. It was you and Matt. It wasn't you and Abe. It was you and
Sure
Manning
I
with
Yeah, with her from like 2 years ago as well. It's not even like it was a recent thing.
Well, I mean, like I looked it up. It's actually got like 1.2 thousand views.
Really?
Like, it had,
Power
like,
of Bond, man.
Nice.
Power of ranking and a Bond. Malcolm, you gotta do a rank 'em episode on James Bond, I guess.
I mean, it may
Oh,
happen.
Zach
like,
Shelton for that.
There you go.
Zach
Shelton, I'm right here.
I mean, I've got a long list of topics to throw in polls. And that's like,
Point out, I Malcolm, this is why you're too wholesome. I'm literally trying to be like you're the guy, and you're like, oh no, but Matt, you had the most viewed video. How un-American of you, Malcolm, and I love you for it. Say hi to Willow and Frodo for me this Christmas, please.
I already have said hi to Frodo. So
Yeah.
I met him at a convention this year.
Yes.
I also met Winnie the Pooh as well. But Brian, where can people find you online?
Yeah, speaking of first Christmas Adventure by next year, actually. But anyways, you can find me on most trade spaces, TBNT, Multiplex, or Power Shield next year. The Pierce Code, where I'll be doing some trivia later on with some clips. I'll be back on Movie Her Network on Wednesday doing a recast of Christmas Vacation, and I'll be there for the mystery series. And anywhere else you can find me. Thanks for having me on.
But Tim, where can people find you online?
Mostly I'm just on my Facebook anymore. But really, I love coming on here. I love seeing all my old friends from the trivia days of Multiplex and everything. You know, my fellow TV co-host Malcolm, love you, brother. Zadius, one of my favorite people to write for on that, former two-time champion. Good to see you, brother. Matthew Kearns, love you to death. You do a great job here, and we appreciate all that you do, and especially you, Abe. You know, and of course, Brian. I think it's the first time we're meeting, so it's good to meet you.
I should remember the trivia for Best of Feature a few years ago on Full Metal.
Oh well, there you go. Thank you for reminding me of that. I've done so many of these over like 7-8 years.
It's all good.
But, thank you, Malcolm. I love coming on these. If you have any more TV ones, just let me know. I am a culture of TV trivia in my head. And Merry Christmas to all. To all, a good night.
And ZS, we can move on you online.
Y'all can find me on Facebook, Twitter. I'm still calling it Twitter. I refuse to call it X or Instagram.
I'm with you. It's Twitter.
Yeah,
It's
it will
Twitter
never
and
be
tweets.
X. Exactly. Or you can. I have a Twitch, but I don't post anything on it. But YouTube, I'm at the real ZAD TheRealZAD. Have a few videos up there. I do trivia every now and then. They're on Multiplex, TBNT. Still show support them, even if you're not watching me on there. Go do some of the old classics, old TV Throwdown days, Random Days in Hell. I haven't heard Full Metal in a while, but I didn't do too much with them. But it's all good. Go back and watch some of the old Take 3 videos, Take 3 ranking videos. I always love coming on these shows, Malcolm. This was a fun list, and I apologize to Tom and to Michael because I know y'all are gonna watch this episode. I truly apologize. I forgot about forgetting Letsmith in this ranking list. I'm sorry.
So did Malcolm, so I think we're fair.
Yeah. But you can find me on Tape Productions hosting Rankin every week. You can also find me on my personal channel, Mel's with Media host Spare from the Past. Every week, they'll be back next year with a TNA pay-per-view. It'll be TNA Final Resolution from, I can't remember which one I'm going. I think I'll be in December.
I'm sorry, I'm not a wrestling person. They call their thing TNA.
No, it's just a brand.
I can tell you why after we end this, because there's a funny story for that.
I'm guessing with
I'm
GPO.
sure there is.
Oh no! It's we have to save it for after hours. Yes.
But you can also find me popping up here and there. You can see me and Zadius from early in the year on Virtual Survivor, where we competed. Which one of us wins? I'm not going to spoil it, but maybe I don't know. But you can also find me popping up here and there, but I'll be I pop up on Multiplex from time to time, and they'll have me. You'll see me on Movie Area Network at the end of the month, where we'll do a tournament of anticipated movies for
I'll be there for that as well.
But until next time, you can't see me.
Never give up.
A hero, a true hero.
Let